Good evening and welcome to the February 27th, 2024 regular session of the Mayor and Council for the City of Hagerstown. This meeting is now called to order. We have invocation, Councilmember Schindler, and followed by that, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Esteemed Mayor, Council, devoted public servants, and fellow citizens, as we come together in service of our remarkable city, let us invoke the spirit of dedication and shared responsibility. May our actions and decisions be guided by the profound sense of service we owe to the residents we represent. In the spirit of selflessness, let us transcend individual interests to collectively foster a community that thrives on the principles of compassion, inclusivity, and support. Together, let us strive to leave a lasting legacy of positive change, knowing that our collective service is the driving force behind the growth and prosperity of Hagerstown. May our deliberations today be marked by a genuine commitment to the welfare of our community, fostering a spirit of unity and cooperation. And as we deliberate today, may we be reminded of the profound impact our decisions can have on the lives of those who we serve. Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's some announcements first. Rules of procedure, effective December 15th, 2020. Use of cell phones during meetings is restricted. All correspondence for distribution to elected officials should be provided to the city clerk and should include a copy for the city clerk for inclusion in the official record. Our meeting schedule for March is as follows. Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, State of the City at 7 a.m. Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, we'll have a work session at 4 p.m. Tuesday, March 12th, work session at 4 p.m. Tuesday, March 19th, work session at 4 p.m. And Tuesday, March 26th, will be our regular session at 7 p.m. Next up, we have some appointments for our Public Service Citizen Advisory Committee members. Need approval? A motion?
Madam Mayor, I move to appoint Lisa Knight, Kayla Trovinger, Tiara Lester, David Haller, Denise Cintron to the Public Service Citizen Advisory Committee.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Just 3 tonight. Okay. All right. So I'm going to swear you all in at the same time. Stand right here. And raise your right hand. And I'm going to say I, and I'm going to pause, and you're just going to say your name. And then you're going to repeat after me, and I'm going to go slow, and we'll just do it together. Okay? You guys ready? Okay. I do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland, and support the Constitution and laws thereof, and the charter and ordinances of the city of Hagerstown, and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment, diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Public Service Citizen Advisory Committee according to the Constitution and laws of this state. Congratulations. Could you come sign right here beside your names? And you're gonna sign beside your name on the same line. Kayla, this for you.
Thank you.
We'll do a group picture? Okay. Group picture or individual?
Let's do a group.
Okay. Lisa May. Thank you, Ms. Lisa, for your service. Come please sign the book for me. Right beside your name.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Let's do a picture.
Okay, good smiles on 1, 2, 3. One more. Good smiles, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Next, we have citizen comments.
You had the list there.
Yes. Ms. Stephanie, would you step to the mic, and you have 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record.
Stephanie Phillips, Summit Avenue, Hagerstown, with interest in 2 other states. Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council members, administrators. Thank you for your service to the community. What is the greatest challenge of Washington County was once asked of me. I've lived, worked, and volunteered here off and on for several decades, and I've given this a lot of thought. As I look forward to the joint initiative of the City Council and County Commissioners' January 9th meeting, I invited citizens, business owners, and historic building managers to attend. You all deserved more applause for your efforts than you got. I thought it was a good discussion. The 7081 north-south east-west interstate intersection is a key location to regional national security interests. At the local level, federal, state, and county officials should support all city infrastructure needs over future real estate expansion, preserving all possible agriculture for regional use. 2, increase security cams on the block around the courthouses and at the airport perimeter would be helpful. There are some blind spots. 3, consider getting Maryland out of the Mason-Dixon auto auction. 4, decrease sidewalk congestion, remove awnings at the intersection of Potomac and Antietam Street. 5, restore and prepare as many small family and individual rental space units as possible. At the regional level, as it relates to national security, a recent family member graduated college. They studied the STEM program: science, technology, engineering, math, education, music, and dance. I asked them, what are you going to be and do? They answered they weren't quite sure, but they wanted to help solve problems. Last winter, I offered them a word: revitalized nation. We hear a lot of revitalization at the city and town level. Revitalized nation. Apply what you learned and challenge them to try to get this concept into the hearts and minds of the American people and into the dictionary by 2025. We now have the largest army of retirees in history. Many former civil servants are ready to volunteer, offsetting labor costs, and we have the materials to rebuild this nation. Thrive versus survive. We must work more cooperatively and regionally around the Beltway loops. Here, rebuilding and replacing dams and bridges proactively, starting with dams in Pennsylvania, and help protect our Port of Baltimore and our nation's capital, not just in the state of Maryland, building a coalition with our neighbors in West Virginia and Pennsylvania. In addition, a whole county was created down south to explain my family's fake ancestry. The courthouse was placed next to a river, flooding, supposedly destroying a lot of vital records. If the state of Maryland buildings are relocated here, please secure the chain of custody and the transfer of all vital records by employees of the government. Off of Route 70 would be a good location with least impact to city traffic. And the intercity ball field recreation area will be great for all ages, especially our youth. Lastly, any amends should be directed to my husband. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Tiffany. Next up, we have Mr. Michael Stopp. Is your name and address for the record? You have 3 minutes.
18 South Mulberry. I'm not here to yell at you all tonight. I'm here to bring something to your attention that has been going on down in Annapolis. Brooke Grossman, she's been a part of it, but something happened to me today, but it's been happening to my neighbors, the rental increases on our rental buildings. I'm not going to name the management company or any of the other ones that my neighbors told me about, but I've left a sheet with the city clerk there for you all to look at my history of I've been over there now in November, 8 years. And in the building now was owned by a private husband and wife. They sold the building. Company down in Gaithersburg with a quote-unquote lawyer, man's best friend, gives an address. You can never get a hold of them. The management company, they have not put anything into the building that is of value to any of the apartments. There's been no repainting, only when someone dies and moves out. The newest company was called QP Properties in Gaithersburg. Nobody could get a hold of them. It lists a lawyer. The management company doesn't give you any information. The rent went up $105 on me. So I lived with it. Okay, this was in March of 2022. Now in February this year, this company sold the property to Jacobson LLC. And when I go to look where they're supposedly in the shopping center up on Dual Highway where the donut shop and the sub shop is. Well, I'd like to know where they're at in there. It lists an attorney. Today I get a notice, $100 increase starting in May again. So I want you all to just be aware of what's going on for people like me and the other neighbors in the neighborhood. Half of the buildings are empty because of what happened with the drugs, but we're glad about that. And if you see me out Monday dancing on the street up on Cannon, you'll know she's packed up and left. And there might be about 10 other neighbors up there. They're leaving on Sunday. That's the last day up there. That's a fact. So we're hoping that whatever goes there, we're not going to have to deal with what's up there. But the police have been, great up there trying to control it, but you can only control so much. Right now, it looks like the garbage dump up there, but I understand they're leaving, so they're not going to clean up anything. In fact, they tell you, kid with them, I'm going to steal something, and they tell you, well, we can't stop you. So, that's a sad story, but like I'm saying, keep an eye on the rental increases because it is affecting people in those apartments now in my neighborhood big time. And it seems like we're being pushed out, and then all of a sudden we see this massive land purchase that Meredith did, and now we're hearing townhouses, project houses, and everybody's kind of like panicking to what is going to go over there. We heard a Civil War park at one time was in the plans, and we also heard a police station substation up there at Sheets's, which we really crossed our fingers for, but we hear that's not going to happen. But we hope that you all will at least watch what's going on and support anything that helps, because I'm telling you, I'm watching it go on, and it's a sad situation because some of the people in the units are being pushed out. I'm lucky I'm not out yet, But I would appreciate if you really keep an eye on it. And like I said, I'm only going to mention this, not that election's coming up. So anyway, have a happy leap year 29th day.
Thank
And
you.
have a birthday, happy birthday.
I have a
Sure.
question.
Thank you.
When you provide those numbers, I'm a bit uninformed of what that means in total, so
Well,
First was-
I went from.
is it 100 a month going up or 100 for the year?
No, it went up 100 a month, it's going up.
So it was 125 and then another 100.
Yeah, it went up,
Okay.
it went up, the old, and husband and wife, increased it $20. That was all, and they owned it 5 of the years I was there. Okay, in 2022, when the new company, QP Properties took over, it was $645. And then in August, they raised it to $750 plus electric, which we've always paid electric. And now on February 1st, in the paper, I see that Jacobson Investments LLC, and they're listing Hagerstown as their headquarters or whatever it is, are, the rent is right now is $750, but here we go in May, the rent's going up to $850. And some of the other units in my apartment are up to $1,000 now. And they have done nothing. I mean, you can put, my apartment, they had remodeled it before I moved in. But one of the units, you can put your hand through the top ceiling, the woods, I mean, the roof is coming up. Somebody needs to take, so I'm gonna pursue a little bit more. I know what's a little bit, but I'm afraid, because I'm gonna raise a little cane, are they gonna throw me out? And once you get thrown out, you're looking at $3,000 or $4,000 to get in another
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah.
And look, with my past history, you have, but like I said, it's $200. It's went up 105 and 100 since the new. It seems, and the funny thing is, after the private company sold it, the new owners didn't do anything. But they made about $65,000. They got more than what the original owners got. So the second owners got a big profit and didn't do anything. And the funny part is, I cut the grass, I shoveled the snow, and I put the garbage cans out for nothing.
Wow.
And if you come over, we have a nice yard in the back that faces Sheets's. And that, so I just hope you take a look at it.
Yes.
To see what's going on, because look, I'm all for revitalization and the stadium, everything, but just remember what's going on in our neighborhoods.
Yes.
That's
Thank you.
affecting people like me, because when you're on 66 years old, you can't go back to work. Everybody looks at it like but like I said, it is turning into be a problem, and you're seeing more homeless over.
Thank you, Mr.
All
Stout.
right.
Kristen? Anybody? Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going home page.
Was there any emails or,
No.
does anyone else wish to speak for citizen comments? All right. And have approval of the minutes for January 9th, 18th, and 30th, 2024.
Madam Mayor, hereby move for approval of the minutes as presented for the mayor and council meetings held on January 9th, 2024, January 18th, 2024, and January 30th, 2024.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have consent agenda.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that all the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of annexation resolution A-2023-02 Blaine Properties LP.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move that the mayor and council approve an annexation resolution for annexation case number A-2023-02, excuse me. The portion of property to be annexed is approximately 28.347 acres in size and is intended to be added to and made part of the adjacent municipal lands with RMED zoning. The resolution package includes the meets and bounds description, annexation plat, and zoning exhibit as forwarded by the applicant's engineer.
Second.
Discussion?
Quick question. When this motion indicates that it includes the meets and bounds description, the annexation plat, and the zoning exhibit, and I have just the sheet, so what is it referring to when it says the zoning exhibit? Is that just the zoning map of the property? That's not the proposed type of development that the property is looking to apply to the property. Right, but it's, because this is the one where I had some difficulty and some agreement with the county with the level of density that the applicant was looking to apply to the property. So it doesn't include that specific development proposal.
Right, and in fact, the owner has
Okay.
lost that contract.
Okay. All right, I'm good. Thank you.
Who's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'm sorry, I was yes.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what just happened.
Yes. Motion carries.
Okay, we're good. We know what we're doing here.
Approval.
Jake.
Get myself together, sorry. Approval of an ordinance, acquisition of property for Hillside Manor Pump Station.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of an ordinance for the conveyance in fee simple of said lot for wastewater pump station number 14, and to accept the grant of sewer easement which serves pump station number 14 as described in the attached deed by Hillside Manor LLC to the city of Hagerstown.
Second.
An ordinance for the conveyance and fee simple of said lot for,
Call the
You
vote.
need to get everyone's vote.
sorry, discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Where am I at?
New business.
Introduction of an ordinance conveyance pump station 30 lot by Richmond Homes of Maryland.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the introduction of an ordinance for the conveyance and fee simple of said lot for wastewater pump station number 30, as described in the attached deed by dated July 25th, 2018, and recorded among the land records of Washington County, Maryland, at Lieber 5801, folio 477, and also denoted as pump station lot in plat number 8374, also recorded among the land records of Washington County, Maryland. Pump station number 30 serves the residences located in the Hager's Crossing community.
Second.
Discussion. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Frederick,
Okay,
go ahead and read that, and then Mr. Frederick will come up.
great. Is presentation of petition for annexation for lands of Heavens Heights Homes, Southern Boulevard.
You raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the responses given and statements made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And would you please state your name and address for the record?
Good evening, Mayor, council members. My name is Fred Frederick. I'm a professional land surveyor and professional engineer with Frederick Seibert and Associates. My address is 128 South Potomac Street, Hagerstown, Maryland. And tonight I'd like to present the annexation petition for Heavens Heights Homes LLC. The property is along the south side of Hagerstown. It's it's along the north side of Southern Boulevard. It's bounded on the north side by the city of Hagerstown's boundary. Ravenwood Lutheran Village is there. It's bounded on the east by the town of Funkstown and bounded on the west by Washington County. So the property is currently in Washington County, and we wish to annex it into the town, into the city of Hagerstown. Again, it's 12.08 acres, and we're asking for it to come in as R mod, which is, I think, your lowest density residential. R med is the next one up.
Will the mayor and council accept that petition?
Does accept the petition?
Doesn't need a vote, just a statement. Doesn't need a vote, just a statement.
That you accept the petition, mayor and council accept the petition? Doesn't
Yeah.
need a vote, just a statement?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
You're good. Thanks. I have it, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you. Approval of annexation plan A-2023-04 for Heaven Heights Homes LLC.
Madam Mayor, hereby move that the mayor and council approve an annexation plan for annexation case number A-2023-04. The portion of the property to be annexed is approximately 12.8 acres in size and is intended to be added to and made part of the adjacent municipal lands.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of an annexation resolution, A-2023-04, Heaven Heights Homes LLC.
Madam Mayor, I move the mayor and council introduce an annexation resolution for annexation case number A 2023-04. The portion of property to be annexed is approximately 12.08 acres in size and is intended to be added to and made part of the adjacent municipal lands with R-mod zoning. The resolution package includes the meets and bounds description, annexation plat, and zoning exhibit.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A resolution authorizing the City of Hagerstown to enter into addendum to agreement between the City of Hagerstown and Sierra Nevada Company LLC, Aviation Resources Delaware, Inc.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution authorizing the City of Hagerstown to enter into an addendum to the agreement between the city and Sierra Nevada Company, LLC, formerly known as Aviation Resources Delaware, Inc.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. A resolution authorizing the City of Hagerstown to take all steps necessary to enforce a lease agreement with Dairy One Cooperative, Inc., and to have the lease premises at 1040 Frederick Street restored to the use of the city.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of the resolution authorizing the City of Hagerstown to take all steps necessary to enforce a lease agreement with Dairy One Cooperative, Inc., to have leased the premises at 1040 Frederick Street restored to the use of the city as described in the attached resolution.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution, approval of a termination of user agreement with American Little League.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution to terminate the current user agreement between the City of Hagerstown and the American Little League. The existing user agreement is for exclusive use of a portion of Hager Park and is set to expire on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution, approval of a termination of user agreement with West End Little League.
Madam Mayor, I move for the approval of a resolution to terminate the current lease agreement between the City of Hagerstown and the West End Little League. The existing user agreement is for exclusive use of a portion of Helene Park and is set to expire on December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a resolution, approval of a user agreement with Hub City Little League, Inc.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the approval of a resolution to enter into a user agreement between the City of Hagerstown and the Hub City Little League, Inc. for exclusive use of a portion of Helene Park and a portion of Hager Park. Said portions of these parks consist of baseball fields, softball fields, and other amenities. The term of the lease shall be from March 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2025, with 2 possible renewal terms of 2 years each. The city shall charge no monetary rent for the use of the premises.
Second.
Discussion?
Just a quick,
Oh.
Go ahead.
You go.
nope, go.
Mine's gonna be good, as yours.
No, so you should go.
I'm just glad that the two Little Leagues could combine forces and maintain Little League for the kids that actually still want to play. So I know that it is a dwindling thing, it seems like, according to these two teams, but they were able to find a solution. So thank you. And Eric, if you had anything to do with that, thank you. Go ahead.
Well, first, thanks for stealing my comment.
I didn't, really, you were gonna say?
No, I was gonna say
I never
that.
think like you. This is
Well, this
amazing.
is the second time in as many years where we've engaged in this process. I think the first was Halfway and National Little Leagues, where I think we've worked out a good solution. Halfway came in and saved, frankly, you know, what was a dwindling activity at National. And again, as you state, I think this is good that, you know, the local baseball organizations and the volunteers that continue to make them happen, you know, are saving this activity, not really us. We're just facilitating sort of how that's being done. So I just wanted to thank the volunteers that are finding ways, and I don't know that it's a dwindling activity as much as the activity is simply competing for a million other things for kids to do, you know, to keep it going, so. Yeah.
Well said. Well said, yes. All right, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Y'all proud I knew where I was? Yeah, really.
I don't know where I'm at on this, though. Approve of a resolution to enter into a lease agreement with ESM Hagerstown LLC.
Madam Mayor, I move for the approval of a resolution to authorize the City of Hagerstown to enter into a lease agreement with ESM Hagerstown LLC for the use and operation of the Hagerstown Fieldhouse.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approve of a resolution terminating the purchase agreement for property on West Washington Street and Wakefield Road from Calvary Grace Brethren Church.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move to approve a resolution terminating the purchase agreement for the property on Washington Street and Wakefield Road from Cavalier Grace Brethren Church due to the changing priorities with Hagerstown Fire Department, HFD. HFD believes the property is no longer the best location for a fire station.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Motion carries. Approval of memorandum of understanding with the Maryland Department of Transportation for intersection improvements at Potomac Street and Baltimore Street.
Madam Mayor, I move to authorize.
What is going on?
Y'all are on it,
It's the hair.
Madam Mayor, I move to authorize the city to enter into an agreement with the Maryland Department of Transportation on behalf of the state of Maryland to receive a grant in the amount of $550,000 with a city match of $151,250 for the reconfiguration of the intersection of South Potomac Street and Baltimore Street, funded by the Safe Routes to School program. I think it's schools. This project will replace outdated equipment and add pedestrian countdown signals and make the intersection fully ADA accessible.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the conversion of the records specialist from part-time to full-time position.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for mayor and council to approve to convert the records specialist from part-time to full-time position. This increase in staffing hours is needed in order to provide the level of administrative support necessary. This would be a full-time police records specialist position and would eliminate the part-time police records specialist position. Additional costs can be absorbed in the department's current fiscal year 24 budget, but funding would be needed for fiscal year 25.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of a citywide mowing contract for 2024 from March 15, 2024 to December 15, 2024.
Madam Mayor, I hereby move for the mayor and council to authorize and approve Custom Landscape Management, Inc., Lawn Enforcement, LLC, and Murray's Lawn and Property Care as the City of Hagerstown's mowing contractors for the respective departments as listed below. These services were offered through bid proposal B1805.24 in December 2023. The contract term is from March 15, 2024 through December 15, 2024, with the possibility of up to 2 additional one-year extensions subject to the mutual consent of the City of Hagerstown and the respective individual vendors, Custom Landscape Management, Inc., Lawn Enforcement, LLC, and Murray's Lawn and Property Care. The total contract amount is $270,852.15 and is broken down in the chart below. Can I say that?
Second.
Thank you.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
It's all in the record, so.
Right. That's what Kristen would have done, so.
I thought you were
We
gonna
would
read
have
it
said
all.
chart as follow, as a record.
Right.
Approval of final fiscal year 25 and draft fiscal year 26 and fiscal year 27 pavement preservation street lists.
Madam Mayor, hereby move to approve the final fiscal year 25 pavement preservation street list and the draft fiscal year 26 and fiscal year 27 street lists. These lists will be distributed to the various city departments and utility companies so that they can plan for any utility upgrades prior to paving these streets.
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And there's two letters of support. One is for send to Congressman Trone on behalf of Easter Seals. And then the other one is,
Western Maryland Consortium.
Yeah, the Western
Yes,
Maryland
Mr.
Consortium, they
Exactly.
are looking for a letter of support to apply for a grant for their expanding their pre-existing services.
I'm good with both letters.
you guys are good?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, City Administrator.
Just a couple things. The first is Michael's comments on the legislation down in Annapolis. We're going to be having a meeting in the morning down in Annapolis to discuss all three bills, but the Renters' Bill of Rights is one that is getting some attention, that we're going to be talking internal to the league as to how we're going to deal with some of the amendments on that. I think it's generated a little bit more talk than what they expected it would, and we're going to try to help them work their way through that. So everything Michael said is being heard many times, and we're going to help take care of that, hopefully with some suggestions tomorrow morning. And then lastly, Taste of Downtown starts on Friday, March 1st. There are passports, and if you go to restaurants that are on the passport and get stamped, right? You get all the stamps in the month of March, you are entered into the drawing for a $100 downtown gift card. Passports can either be gotten here, down at the security desk, or all the participating restaurants in downtown Hagerstown. We're gonna be giving them out at State of the City next week, and it looks like a really fun event. They are flying off the shelves, according to Mrs. Arizmendi back there, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice month to go visit a downtown restaurant. That's it for me.
Thank you. Councilwoman McIntyre.
Just one thing, I want to thank the light crew and
Let's go.
and Scott for listening to me complain about when is it gonna come back on, because not only was my house affected, but so was our business. It was a thing. So thank you, Scott, and thank you to the light crew for getting out there as soon as possible. So, much appreciated. That was not nice.
I got the under and how long it was going to take for you to contact.
Did you?
I got the under. Yeah.
Because I was like, what is going on?
When I came around and the whole thing was dark, I said, ooh.
Oh, it was bad. It was the Silent Book Club, so it was kind of nice. It was like really, really quiet.
One less road in downtown.
I thought it was all my fault, but that's another story for another day.
So thank you. I got the under.
Councilmember Schindler.
That was actually the main thing I had down here as well, was to thank the city light department. My son and I had a nice candlelit game of cards that night to his chagrin, so, but thank you for their work getting that up fast. And I also wanted to say, Ms. Stephanie, thank you for your very well thought out comments tonight. And I will take a look and get with staff about the Potomac and Antietam awnings that you mentioned. We'll take a look at those and see what's going on there.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Burnett.
So I want to thank Wes and Eric for their patience with working with us for the State of the City video. I'm excited to see that next week. Just kudos to you guys for all your hard work. I know it's going to be great. And also, I want to thank Impact Ministries. This past Sunday, they held a Black History Month event that I participated in. It was focusing on education and giving back, so I love those opportunities where I can share my story and try to encourage others to think about other people besides yourself. And also, my birthday's on Friday. So thanks in advance for birthday well wishes. Blessed to see another year. Thank you.
Councilmember Farini.
Madam Mayor, I had the opportunity to attend lots of different things in February. In addition to the weekly conference call with the city administrator and the Hagerstown lobbying firm to discuss legislative issues, I'm also attending the Maryland Municipal League Legislative Committee Zoom calls as well. On February 1st, I had the opportunity to attend the Home Builders Association Land Use Council meeting, and that day also attended the Washington County Delegation weekly Zoom meeting, where we talked about legislation that directly affects the city of Hagerstown. I attended the Taste of Maryland legislative event on that evening in Annapolis. On February 7th, attended meetings in Annapolis on behalf of the city. On the 14th, attended another weekly delegation meeting. On the 15th, attended the Washington County Volunteer Fire and Rescue monthly meeting, which is always a very interesting meeting to attend. On February 16th, I attended Judge Kirk Downey's investiture, and we were very pleased and happy for Judge Downey. On February 22nd, attended the USMH Board of Directors meeting right here in downtown Hagerstown on that day as well, the Home Builders Association regular meeting. On the 25th, I personally attended the Rotary Bull Roast fundraiser, which was sold out, and they did a fantastic job. And those funds will be well used in our community. And yesterday, attended the Aeon Virtual Office Ribbon Cutting Ceremony right on the public square in downtown Hagerstown, and I congratulate them on their ribbon cutting. Announcements, I'd like to add my congratulations to Brian Henry for his promotion to Battalion Chief at the Hagerstown Fire Department. Congratulations to Brittany Arzamendi for her recognition for the great work on downtown events that was in the Herald Mail newspaper. And finally, I'd like to thank the staff, especially Eric Hastings, for his work on the State of the City video. I'm very excited to see that when it comes out, and certainly for his patience in dealing with at least this amateur actor doing voiceover. So, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Ashar.
Just a couple of things. The first is a couple of the items or events and activities that I attended over the last month, and even some folks just in passing have mentioned that we all sort of know that the extension of Professional Boulevard is there, but not many people seem to be actually using it. So I don't know if there was a way that the county or city could maybe have a conversation about maybe some signage to, help people know that it's open and available, for use by the public until folks sort of, almost. I'm sure most of us remember we used to come down the dual highway and then take the right hand through Pangborn, and go up into the north end that way, and then it took a while for people to, really engage in using what was then single lane Eastern Boulevard, right? Mm-hmm. So just, sort of that. And I see the same thing on Southern Boulevard when I come home. The first 6 months that was open, I would see one car coming toward Funkstown, and now it's, dozens of cars. And so anything we can help that along, because it is a good shortcut and lessens the traffic on the dual. Also, as others have said, I wanted to thank Wes and Eric for taking the time to capture some of the spots that I wanted to include in my portion of the State of the City. If there are any of those spots that get us in trouble, I wasn't there. And I don't think Wes probably wants to ride with me anymore after our long conversations of my formative years yesterday. And then, the only other thing is, I appreciate the taste of downtown Passport. Just to be clear, because my wife's probably gonna ask this question, you can't just stamp 28 South 20 times, right? You've gotta get them all.
And you have to make a purchase to get
Yeah.
the stamp.
All right.
I know one place you can go.
And does that include if you order, and maybe I missed this, does that include if you order it to be delivered at your house?
You can't get a stamp.
I don't know how they would stamp
I
it.
think the purpose is
Listen.
to come out and be out downtown.
Let the DoorDash guy.
Listen,
Yeah, the DoorDash guy stamping your passport.
my kids DoorDash Big Dipper 2 blocks from down the street, so that's
Just
just a
to go into
question.
the restaurants.
I'm just trying to be prepared for the questions I'm gonna get.
You gotta go in.
That's it.
Feet on the
That's
street.
it. It's hilarious. So I guess I'll just start with this. Thank you, Wes and Eric. But also thank you to my colleagues, council members for, kind of, what do you mean by this? What is this? And my vision for it was all of us collaboratively putting together a state of the city that kind of reflected who we are. And so I thank you guys for running with it. I kind of said we would be done the week before, but we weren't. But thank you, Wes and Eric, for flexibility and your understanding. And also all of the parts that is all messed up and, having to go back and redo it again. I think that for me, it's kind of like, oh, well, it's a video, let the bloopers play. But I understand your level of expertise, and it's very important that it's edited and appropriate, and so thank you. And thank you guys for being good sports. I can't wait to see all the magic that happened while you were recording. And I want to say thank you to the Fine Arts Museum. The Museum of Fine Arts had a weekend. It was called More Than Amused, and it was around arts. I was on a panel for women creatives on Sunday, and the panel was very amazing. It was women creatives, but I sat beside Kitty, and my first artist contract was with Kitty, and Kitty did, I think it was Imagine Hagerstown, or it might have been Taste of the Arts. I don't remember which one was first, but I know my first experience with Eric was in the restaurant downtown's shooting promo for it, and I almost cried the whole time. So I got to sit beside Kitty and kind of, talk about how we've evolved as artists and all the things we're doing now. It was really cool. And I want to say happy birthday to you in advance. She did a little dance. That's what happens until you get after 40 and stuff. Then you're like, oh. So go on. She is
You
pretty.
can still see her as a cheerleader on Antietam Cable.
Oh,
That's right.
Do it one more time. Happy birthday, Councilwoman. And congratulations to Aon for their grand opening in the square. And everyone, have a great evening. And with that, we're adjourned.
thank you.